Hi, my starlights. So we are going to continue on with discernment. You can watch my other 2 videos about discernment on spiritual people, which were the 3 spiritual people that I met. It's just my own personal stories. So there's so much to talk about discernment. Anyways, do you know those TikToks with those mediums that are like, wait, don't scroll past this. Don't scroll past this. If you scroll past this, then you will not have good luck. You will not have whatever they wanted to put disclaimer, and they're like, wait, don't leave. Sometimes the messages for those TikToks might relate to you, but also, like I said, you have to have discernment, because some of those TikToks are tricks, because they are trying to grab your attention and they're trying to put fear into you listening, right? But the thing about spirituality is you should not be in fear of spirituality. Spirituality is about love and light, right? They're all fear-based, all negativity is dense 3D lost souls that have dimmed their lights because of wanting control. But because the thing is, the ones that have like fallen souls, they, like I said, they still have light, because we're all from source, and that is why we all have love and light. But the thing is, the people that defy the love and light, their light is super dim because they chose to, because that's where free will comes to play. With free will, you can choose which way you want to go, right? So when they are super dim, they want to be outside of love and light, which is all that does not exist except what they have created. And like I said, nothing controls you. Nothing controls you unless you allow it, because that's your free will. If you allow such things, then such things exist into your reality, right? So if you ever feel any fear, any negativity about spirituality, where they threaten you or warn you in a way, those are false spiritual practices. Don't trust those, okay? Because most of the time, the algorithm of like popularity is not really good high vibration, right? Because the thing is, you shouldn't have to trick people to try to get people to like your content and such. So some people do such tricks to try to catch you, and then like, especially when you're not like knowing about spirituality or know much about spirituality, you could be totally influenced, right? Because you don't know better, right? So this is where discernment comes to play, and you have to be very careful with who you trust with spirituality, because right now spirituality is very personal. It's very sacred. It's very sovereign and love and light and divine, and you don't taint such purity, right? But the thing is, with old earth, with mundane life, with society, with all the negativity, with all the bad stuff, we get influenced, and that's where we need to take back control. And that's where discernment is so important, right? So I give you a little bit of context about me, okay? So my angels started with like basic synchronicities of like numbers, right? And then eventually things like I talked about the birds, right? And then I told you about how they used astrology, because I was into astrology, right? And then like I loved looking at quotes, so they would use quotes, and sometimes they would use music and such. But the most like defined messages I got from my angels and my spiritual soul family was through TikTok mediums, when they do a collective reading. But you have to understand with discernment that collective readings from mediums and psychics is a collective reading. So that does not mean that it will resonate with everyone. And even if it just magically comes to your algorithm, you have to understand with algorithm, is it just like mundane control algorithm, or is it your soul family guiding you there? That's where you have to learn the discernment, right?